BGSU Athletic Hall of Famer Omar Jacobs with us now. Of course, the starting quarterback for BGSU in 2004 and 2005. Omar, great to see you again.
Thank you, man. Happy to be here.
Great to have you, and I guess Hall of Famer has a good ring to it, man. Take me back to when you found out the good news. What was your reaction?
Oh, man, I was actually at work, and Josh Harris called me.
Nice.
And Josh was like, hey, the guys are trying to get in touch with you. I'm like, who? You know, and so he's like, just call him back. I said, okay, I'll call him back. And then they told me Hall of Fame kind of just, stopped the truck. I was working, and I was just like, hey, man, that's an awesome accomplishment. Because I'm normally an even kill guy.
Yeah.
But that one, rose the hairs up and just kind of made it surreal of my time here.
Well, of course, Omar, a Floridian, and you're still living down there, right?
Yes, sir.
Talk about being recruited to Bowling Green, because that was Coach Urban Meyer's crew that recruited you here.
Right.
And you redshirted that year before you left. But Talk about your recruitment. What made you decide on Bowling Green?
It was a kind of a crazy thing. So what happened was I was getting recruited by a lot of schools, and in the All-Star game, I got hurt. And a lot of those big schools fell off, thought I hurt my knee bad, and they then kept pursuing. So I had like Bowling Green, Buffalo, Florida Atlantic, and NC State came along kind of late. And Urban Meyer was playing the type of ball that I played in high school.
Okay.
So they had the spread offense going, and it was like an easy transition. Then I had family up this way in Columbus.
Okay.
So, combined with those things, my mom liked the Urban Meyer, Dan Mullen. So they kind of sold us, Coach Azani. And so when all that came together, and I knew I needed to focus. I knew I couldn't go anywhere, no party school, and I knew I was coming for football at that time, because I knew FAU, around home, I knew I would be, playing around, and those other schools, I was like, you know what, I like the culture here. My mom liked it, so once mom liked it, I was sold.
That's it. You're coming. And that first year, as we mentioned, you redshirted, and then you backed up Josh Harris in 2003, and then your debut at Oklahoma, the #1 Sooners. You had a strong game. Falcons didn't win, but is that indelibly burned in your memory, that very first start you had?
Definitely, man, because it was just, it's a real moment. Knowing going against the #1 team and those guys, and there was a #1, they had, Dan Cody and those big-time guys, and I believed in my guys up front. And I knew if I did my job and how hard we worked in the offseason, I believe we could get it done. And that's all we did was stay the course, and it was just embedded in us from Urban to Coach Brandon and Coach Hillman, the strength program. So just going through that process, it was easy. I didn't. You have your nerves, but when you know the guys around you are just as confident, it makes it that much easier.
Well, you made it look easy in 2004, especially 41 touchdowns, 4 picks. You guys go to the GMAC Bowl, get a win there. What a debut for your starting quarterback season. That whole year was filled with a lot of highlights. Are there any special memories you have in particular from that year?
That year, man, it was a whirlwind. It was a whirlwind. I think just playing Oklahoma, playing well to Oklahoma as my first game, I think that stood out. And then, finishing strong with the GMAC Bowl. I think everything in between there we were just rolling.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, the start was so high. Like I said, it wasn't a win, but it definitely set the stage.
Yeah, and 2005, unfortunately, you did get hurt, missed a few games, and it kind of derailed the season. Ultimately, a disappointing feeling in 2005. And then you decided to leave a year early. You still had a year of eligibility. The Steelers drafted you. Talk about your NFL experience and ultimately how that worked out and what you learned from it and take forward to today.
Unfortunately, it's a not-for-long league. So, I had a great experience with Pittsburgh, Coach Cowher. You have some Hall of Famers there, Joey Porter, Troy Polamalu, Ben Roethlisberger. So just going in there and learning, just seeing the culture and seeing how everything was done was just eye-opening for me as a professional. Because, when you're here in college, everything's tailored out for you. You got you scheduled to go this, you got to do that, you got to do that. So when you get in professional, you have guys that have just all these other extracurricular activities that you just don't think about. The commercials, the shoe endorsements, the things that they're obligated to do. And one, two, learning how to balance your time outside of sports. So we'll practice maybe from 8 to 2, and then you're done. So, you can kind of get into some trouble if not disciplined. And I think that's the most part is being NFL is basically a disciplined, difficult profession. It's because you have so much time.
Well, it looks like you're still working out pretty good. Catch us up on your family situation. You're still down in Florida. We talked about that. What else is going on?
I have a fiance, Lisa. I have three sons.
Mm-hmm.
So I have an older one. He's Ari Jacobs. He's 20. He's out of JUCO of Virginia, playing basketball. Then I have two little ones. That's 10 and 8, playing soccer, football, basketball, everything under the sun. So they give me my gray hairs every day. So I can't miss them. And then my mom's in the area. So and working. Just doing the family life and just keeping everything going and just trying to stay positive.
Well, it's great to see you and a well-deserved honor tonight for you, Omar. Congratulations.
Thank you, Con. Thank you for having me.